Hello and welcome to this stitch along tutorial. My name is Garnet and I'm going to show you how to do a version of feather and fan. Did you notice in the background my huge crochet hook? This is a 35mm crochet hook. Isn't it awesome? I'm excited. I plan to do a video with it in the future. But for right now, it's my prop. So in this video, I'm just using some yarn. I have some Red Heart Super Saver. This is the color Flamingo. I don't have the band for it, but we're not using a lot of it. I'm going to make this width so that you can make a scarf from it if you choose. The hook that I'm planning on using is a 5mm, oh sorry, can't get everything in, a 5mm size H hook. So let's get started. So before I begin any project, I like to pull yarn from the center pull of my skein, and I like to pull out enough so that I can maintain a proper tension, especially when creating chains. You don't want them too tight and you don't want them too loose. You want them all uniform in size. So after pulling out quite a bit of yarn that you think is necessary for this time, let's go ahead and start with a slip knot. And for this, I'm planning on making mine into a scarf. So we're going to chain 30 plus 3. So do a chain of 33. Continue with your chain until you get to 33. Now into the 4th chain from the hook, don't count the one on the hook, 1, 2, 3, place a double crochet. Now I like going under the 2 loops and just have that 1 loop exposed. So let's go ahead and place a double crochet in there. The chain 3 does count as a double crochet. Now in the same space, add 2 more double crochets. Now my yarn wants to play games with me. Okay, in our next chain, 1 double crochet. And like I said, I go under the 2 loops. Our next stitch will be a double crochet, but first we need to skip a chain, and in the next chain, the double crochet will go. Skip a chain, double crochet in the next. Do not chain in between double crochets. Double crochet in the next chain. We are trying to get a total of 7 single double crochets since we started this. So yes, I will have to count and we will keep skipping. Let's see how many I have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 more. So double crochet, skip. This is 6. And our last one, skip. And in the next, number 7. Okay, and double check your count. Doesn't hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So in our next stitch, 4 double crochet. And what you have here was what our repeat is all about. 4 double crochet, 7 singles, 4 double crochet. So we're going to start our repeat again. In our next stitch, 4 double crochets. Now the first row will seem kind of tricky, so these things seems like it wants to twist on you. Take control and don't let it twist. Once we get this thing started, it'll all fall into place. Double check to make sure you have 4, and then in the next stitch will be your 1 double crochet, the beginning of 7. So here we have 1, skip the stitch, here's 2, and as you can tell my yarn has found me. So continue with the skip, double crochet until you have 7 singles. Sometimes the yarn thinks it's going to be the boss. Sometimes we have to fool it. Don't let the yarn become the boss. Okay. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm getting close to the end of my chain. Do not fret. That very last chain has a purpose. Okay, you have 1 chain left. In that chain, you're going to place 4 double crochets. So like I said, I go under that first one so that all my work is on 2 loops. And let's place our 4 double crochets. Now the multiples of this particular pattern is 15, and at the beginning you'll notice we did 33, so that will be our chain 3. Okay, so here's what we have, this nice little wavy pattern. Now this is wide enough so that you can make a scarf from it. It's about as long as my hand. That's probably about 7 or 8 inches. Whoops, it's not even in camera view. Sorry about that. And let's go from there. So let's go ahead and flip our work over. In our first chain right here, or our first stitch opening, place 3 double crochets. You're going to notice that this is a 1 pattern row repeat. I have 2, 1 more. Okay, so what we did on the first row is the same thing we're going to be doing on this row. So we have the 3 at the beginning of the row, remembering that the chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. So in our next stitch, 1 double crochet, skip a stitch, and in the next stitch, double crochet. We're going to continue this repeat of double crochet, skip a stitch, until we have 7 total double crochets from the first one. And like I said, these first couple of rows may seem a little twisted to you, but it's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a secret that I have found in making the sample of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the secret is that when you hit just before the 7th one, you'll notice that where these chains split, that's where your 4 double crochets are going to start at. So let me double check my count. I might have messed up on my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So right here where the 4 from the previous row, that center one right there is where your 4 double crochets are going to go. And then the next one will be 4 double crochets, and that way you know that you did not mess up on your row. Now other feather and fan patterns have the single crochet row to separate them so that the patterns are all the same. Well, I thought I'd do mine just a little bit different. Something else I thought too that would be good is to use the multicolored yarn, the self-striping or even blending yarns. This would really make a nice look. So we got our 4 and 4. The next one will start off with 1 double crochet, and then we're going to skip and double crochet across for a total of 7. Now when we get to the end of this row, you're going to think, oh my gosh, where does that last set of 4 double crochets go? And I'm telling you in advance, because if you've already beaten me to it, this will give you a heads up. So when you get to that point, just stop and I'll let you know. Okay, so here we are at the end of the row. Okay, now remember I suggested that the chain 3 also counts as a double crochet. So now either you can go in between or at the top chain and place your 4 double crochets. I'm going to go in between. Now that pulls it out. Never mind. Don't do like I did. Let's go into the top chain, so you're only picking up the 2 stitches of that top chain, and that way it won't pull it out as bad. See what a difference that makes? So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you like that wave action you see got going on there? Something else I'm going to suggest is at the end, if you do choose to make this into a scarf, you can also hang fringe from the ends, especially in these openings here. And if you make it the curve, that would look so cool in fringe. So let's go on to the next row. I'm going to show you one more time. Also, you're going to find that this will create a straight edge. So you don't have to worry about, is it going to curl in, is it going to do whatever. So chain 3, turn your work in that first stitch, 3 double crochet. I know I'm repeating the row again, but I want you to see and be sure of this. So we got 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Over the next few stitches we're going to skip double crochet, skip double crochet till we have a total of 7, and like I showed you, you should stop right where the 2 double crochet sets of 4 separate, and that way you'll know that you have the 7 without having to go back and count every single time like I do. So I have 1 more here. Okay, this should be my 7th one, and if I separate it, that's where we want it. See where the 2 separate right here? And that's where you want it. So I didn't even have to count. 4 double crochets in that space and 4 double crochets into the next space. There's 3. And here's 4. Okay, and my yarn is talking at me again. I thought I pulled enough out, but apparently I didn't. Now if you want to jump on ahead of me, please do so. There's 3, and here comes my skein. Hi everybody, here I am. Go ahead and finish your row and I'll meet you there. Well, my air conditioner kicked on, so I hope I'm not being bombarded by the sound of a low rum over my voice. But I wanted to show you, see how the straight edges are starting to show up? I hope you continue on with this. I really like this pattern. I like the openness and the solid in the center. You're going to find that this will give a nice straight line with the opening here in the end. If you go ahead and make this, I think you will enjoy it. Consider adding fringe, and I'm going to show you how I add fringe just on a few of these so you can get an idea. I think you'll really like it and it'll be enjoyable. Let's go ahead and get out a pair of scissors and we'll cut some yarn. Now if you're going to make your fringe early on like I'm doing, go ahead and take the outside loop of your yarn and just undo a few. You don't have to do many. And then cut out however long you want your fringe. I probably have about 6 or 7 inches here. But if you make a sample of something that you like, make sure you cut 1 extra so that you have the right length that you need. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Cut 1 end only. Okay, I have 3 loops, so I'm saving 1 for my pattern for later on. So here I have it folded in half. Let me enlarge my camera so you can see it better. Okay, so here I have my 2 loops. I made sure everything is right, and here's the center. Okay, so here I'm going to come up in between my stitches. And when you put this on, you all want to go the same direction every time. So I'm coming up from the bottom. I fold it in half. Okay, so this is the back side. If I flip it over, here's the front side. Okay, and this will be how long I'll have fringe coming off of my scarf here. Alright, so I hope this was a nice little suggestion for you. I'm making a quick scarf. It's a 1-row pattern. Simple to do. Chain 3, 3 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then skip, double crochet, skip, double crochet, skip, double crochet until you have a total of 7. In the next stitch, 4 double crochet, the next stitch 4 double crochet, the next stitch 1 double crochet, then skip double crochet till you have a total of 7. The very last stitch, 4 double crochet, chain 3, and turn your row and keep on going. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.